Hi, this is Kerry with Multicopter Warehouse and the DJI Colorado store. And today we're going to take a look at making movies with the DJI GO app. So we're going to go ahead and launch it and get into the program here. Now at the bottom, you can see the editor. So we'll go ahead and click on the editor. And now we see some of the albums, photos, and favorites that we have. Now we can do a couple different things here. If you want to create just a really fast video, have it all auto edited for you, you can go to create and just select the video and it will create a video for you. So it's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and click on this one since I hadn't done that one. Now it's got music to it and transitions. So it's kind of cool the way it works. Not too shabby, quick and easy. Now it doesn't do any color grading in here, so you kind of have to go and create your own in order to do that. Since I shoot in D-Log, it all looks kind of milky and washed out, but it's okay for just taking a quick look at your shots. Well, let's get into how to really use the tool. So I'm going to get back to the album, and often I have long sequences and I want to cut them up into smaller pieces for editing. So let's take this one here and we can play through it, see what we've got. It's like, okay, not too bad. And then I think I do a pull away shot. Now again, this is D-Log, so it's going to look really washed out until we do some color grading. So okay, let's say this is one that we want to work with. So I'm going to go to the clip at the bottom, and this is where I can create different clips out of this. So I'm going to start a cut there, bring it into there, say okay, I move it around, start a clip there, we do a little pull away, and I'm going to end there. Now, I don't want to just create a movie because it's going to create it with just those two clips. I want to save these two clips so I can use them in my own. So I'm going to use the save in the upper right hand corner and save that as new footage. Now it's going to output those. It's not going to put them in the camera roll, it's going to leave them in the DJI GO app so that we can then use them in our video. So we may need to do this once or twice to get down to the clips we want. And you can kind of get around this by starting and adding a clip, editing it, then you have to add it again and edit it, add it again and edit it. This is definitely a much faster way of going through your footage and just taking the pieces that you want. So let's kind of get down into there. I'll say okay, and we start doing this pull away shot, and I'm going to end it there. I'll save those pieces. Now this isn't too bad. I'm running this on an iPad Pro 9.7, so it is a fairly fast tablet. I've done it on my iPhone 7 Plus, which is also a very fast machine. So it does work pretty well on the majority of the devices out there. You start getting into a slower machine and it can definitely give you some headaches. So we'll do a little pull away shot right there. And go ahead and save those. Okay, so now that we've kind of gone through and done our selects, we can now go in and start doing some editing on them. Now I can't really do as much color grading as I would like to in like something like Resolve or Premiere, but I can do enough to kind of get me going. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to Create, select Create a Movie. Now, this gives us two different options. Movie is going to be a normal movie, video, audio. FreeEye, it's kind of a slideshow that you can move back and forth in while the video is playing. Not a big fan of it. I'm just going to go to Create a Movie. I'm going to go ahead and select my pieces here that I saved and go into Create. Now, instantly, it's going to create a video here with the different cuts and selects that we started along with the music. Okay, but now let's get into some deeper editing here. We have our preview that's at the top. Underneath that, you see the lines that have the cuts where the different pieces are. And on the bottom, we have our timeline. So I'm going to tap on the one on the timeline, and it's going to bring that up. So I can see that's a 13-second piece. It's not too bad. Now, because I shot this in D-Log, I'm going to have to do some processing on here. So generally, I'm going to increase my contrast a hair, maybe bring down the brightness just a smidge, go to saturation, kick up the saturation, and then you can also see there's tilt shift, volume, the music volume, speed, and reversing the clip. So let's take a look at how that looks. That's looking pretty good. Now, because these were all shot at the same time, the same scene, everything else, I'm just going to apply to all that link at the top there. And it's going to apply these same color settings to all the different clips from this scene. Now, we might have to go in and tweak some of them because they were from different angles, but let's go ahead and take a look at how it looks now. So there's our fly-in shot. Nice and pretty. The sun was, in front of us, so we have a little glare there, so I can't bring out too much of the sky. Little orbit shot, pretty nice, looking good. Kind of liking that. I think this shot is a little too bright. Not this one. So as we as we start pulling away, it's definitely a little too bright for me. So I'm going to pull down the brightness on that guy a little bit. And now we'll keep going. Yeah, that looks much better. Yeah, turning that brightness down on that clip really helped to bring out some of the detail on there. Makes it look a little more natural. And it's going to go to the next clip. Right. That's the same as the first one. So we duplicated. So I'm going to hold down until it gives me an option to move it. And I'm going to drag that one up to the trash can. So now we're back to this one again. We can move the slider up. Okay. Now the pull away shot. That looks really good. Again, we have a duplicate there, so I'm just going to drag that to the trash can. And our movie's starting to come together here pretty nicely. Now this one is a nice shot, but I think it lasts too long. So let's go ahead and pause that. We'll go in to the clip editor, and I'm going to kick that up to about 2.5 speed. So that becomes about a 2-second clip. I mean a 7-second clip. So we do our pull away. Then it's going to switch to the fly-in. Yeah, much better, much better. Gives a little more drama to it, coming in nice and fast on that. Our little turn angle shot. Again, a little too slow, I think. So let's go ahead and speed that guy up too. And we'll make that one 3 times faster. So it becomes an 8-second shot. There we go. Much better. Well, what I didn't like is kind of that turn there right at the end. Let's watch it. And right there. I think that's a little too much of a cut there. So I'm going to slide this down right before that, and then we'll slow it down so it's back to being a 10-second shot. Let's see how that looks. So again, it just gives you the ability to play around with it, try different things, do your cuts, your edits. And then we got a little, that same fly-in. So again, I somehow accidentally duplicated that shot. So I'll just drag it to the trash there. And then we have the ending. There we go. Back to the end, and we do a pull away. Now, what else can we do? We can add transitions in these. So we click on the little icon there, and we have dissolve, dip to white, dip to black, cross zoom, blur, light effects, and color. Let's try a blur. We'll see how that looks. Just slide right up to where that transition is going to hit. It's all right. You know, maybe a cross zoom effect instead. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of transitions myself, so I'm just going to turn that off. Now over here on the left, we can move into more of just the edit mode without the stuff on the side. The music, we can pick different music choices. There's quite a few of them in here. We can also add our own music from our library. So I'm going to actually switch over to something more epic, something like that. We have this special effects mode, which no, I'm just not a fan of at all. Some of the enhancements are okay, but they're a little too Instagrammy for me. And there's these built-in titles. And I wish these were things that I could create myself. They're just built-in titles. I can't even edit them. So I'm not a huge fan of those titles. But we have our video all edited. We hit complete. And now it's going to go ahead and render it all out and create the final movie. At that point, we can then share it with different social media or have it in our camera roll and upload it ourselves. Now, I prefer just to upload it myself because there's a lot of quick little videos I do that I really don't want them to be public anywhere, but I may want to share it with some friends just for some ideas or bouncing concepts off of each other, that kind of stuff. So I just want to share it with them via Instant Messenger or Facebook Messenger without putting them online for the public. So as soon as this is done here, we'll see the different options that we have available. So it's cranking along here pretty nice. Be finished here in just a moment. 95% done. Moving right along. There we go. So now we're on the final page, and I can put in some text. I can add a tag and then share it to SkyPixel, WeChat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, photos, and one of the other services that's there. Or I can just say copy a link. Now this isn't exactly what I want, because if I say copy a link, it is going to upload this to SkyPixel and make it public. So actually at this point, I don't need to do anything. I can simply just go to my camera roll and it's going to be there. I can also select, the image for the cover. So I'm going to select that one, hit OK. Now I'm just going to exit out of all this and go to my Photos app and go to my camera roll, and there is our finished video, playing in all of its glory. So now, because it's in my camera roll, I can just IM it to somebody, put it on Facebook, I could upload it to YouTube, I can do whatever I want because I've got the file here. So I have more choices in what I'm going to be doing with it. So this, in a nutshell, is editing with the DJI GO app. I hope this helps you and is going to encourage you to create some really cool videos out there. Make sure you share them with us. Tag Multicopter Warehouse or DJI Colorado so we can see what you're doing out there. Enjoy, have fun. This has been Kerry with Multicopter Warehouse and DJI Colorado. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.